Very good morning to all of you. Welcome back again. Today we are going to see the fundamental knowledge of genetics. Okay. Genetics. The study of gene is known as genetics. Means the science which deals with the study of gene is also called as genetics. So simply study of gene known as genetics. Study of heredity and variation. This is also known as genetics. Heredity here, the inheritance of a character from one generation to the other generation, how they can inherit it from one to other generation. That kind of knowledge will be given by this heredity. Okay, and variations. Children are developed from their parents, especially offsprings are developed from the parental progeny. In between both of them, characters always and never be same. Means parental will have some characters, their children also will have some other characters. So changes are made between their parents and children. Okay, such variations are said to be differences. Differences are also called as a variation here simply. Heredity, the meaning of this one is like begets like. The meaning of this one is the developed offsprings always tend to be or tend to resemble with parents. That is known as a like begets like. That is the meaning of heredity. So if we study the heredity nature, variations, or the study of a gene is nothing but that particular science is called as genetics. The word genetics, that word was given by Bateson. Okay. Here generally we will use some terminology words in genetics. They are, number one is cross. I think it is a mating process in between two different animals. That is, a male organism and female organism both are involved in copulating together, by which leading to the formation of a zygote by the fusion of gametes. Okay, that is the mating process. That mating process is simply we called here is a cross. The second one is phenotype. The morphological external appearance and visible character is said to be phenotype. So phenotype is morphological, external appearance of a character. That is now known as a phenotype. That always will be visible with our naked eye. For example, you take height of the plant. We say simply it is a tall plant. Tall, that will be seen by human beings. That is a visible character. Dwarf, that is also visible. Round seed, the nature of the seed may be round or wrinkled, or red flower, yellow flower, white flower, everything. All these can be visible with our naked eye. So such visible external appearance of a character are said to be phenotypes. The second one is genotype. Genotypes never be seen by the naked eye. Simply here the genetic makeup of a character. Genetic makeup of a character is known as a genotype. Okay. Genetic constitution of a particular character is also known as a genotype. The next one, for example, a tall plant that will be written like this, capital T, here a pair of genes. It is said to be a genotype. Small t, that is also said to be a genotype. A capital T and small t, that is also said to be other kind of genotype. It may be a homologous dominant genotype, homologous recessive genotype, heterozygous dominant genotype, like this. So all are said to be examples for genotypes. The next one, trait. The other character, simply trait. Trait is alternative form of a character. Trait is alternative form of a character. For example, you take height of the stem. Example, height of stem. That is the character. So this is a character. But that character will have two alternative forms. One may be tall, other one may be dwarf. So tall and dwarf, these are the traits of a character height of the stem. Okay, that is the trait. Tarvata come to the locus. Locus is a place on a chromosome generally where genes are present. Locus is a place located on the chromosome where genes are present. That is said to be locus. Homozygous. Homozygous. A particular character, if it is determined by a pair of genes, in that pair, the two genes are similar. I think an individual or a character which is determined by a same kind of, similar type of alleles. For example, capital T, that is said to be homozygous in nature. Or small t, that also said to be homozygous in nature. Then heterozygous. Here, a character which is determined by two different alleles. A character, if it is determined by a different alleles, that is said to be heterozygous. Capital T, small t, that combination is a good example for heterozygous nature. Then allele. I think it is a molecular basis of a gene called allele, or alternative forms of a gene also known as a allele. A contrasting pairs which are controlled by a particular pair of genes are also called allele. The contrasting characters which are simply called by Mendel as a factors, they are also known as a alleles. These alleles are always will be present on homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes. They always occupy in the same locus of same chromosome. So they always present in same loci or locus in a same chromosome. Okay, they are the things of alleles. Allele is nothing but the molecular basis of a particular gene. Alternative forms of a gene is also known as a allele. Homologous chromosomes, they always will be present on homologous chromosome. They occupy always in the same loci or locus in the same chromosome. So that is said to be allele. These alleles are two kinds. Alleles are two kinds. One may be a dominant allele. Other one is recessive allele. Dominant allele will express its characters in the organism in homozygous condition, in heterozygous condition also. But the recessive allele will express its character only in homozygous condition only. Okay. So these are the wordings generally we will use in genetics as a terminology of genetics: homozygous, heterozygous, allele, locus, phenotype, genotype. And in addition to this, few things are also there. One is P generation. P generation. That is said to be parental generation. So in this, a male parent and a female parents are going to be crossed together. They produce F1 generation. So they are the called as a P generation. F1 generation known as a first filial generation. This first filial generation will be obtained by P generation. Once the male organism, female organism of parental generations are crossed together to produce young one, that young one will be known as a F1 generation, called as a first filial generation. F2 generation. It can be obtained from F1 generation. Means here the male and female organisms are selected from F1 generation and a cross may be made among them to develop to produce F2 generation. Okay, known as a second filial generation. Then another one we will use here, Punnett square or checkerboard or board. Here simply in the year 1906, Punnett developed this kind of square. It is a mathematical device. There are two kinds of columns are there. One is vertical column, horizontal column. For example, you please observe this. This one, and this one are said to be vertical columns. On the vertical column, about them, there will be a sphere. Such spheres are filled with female gametes. So this is nothing but female gametes. Now, this one, this one, this one are said to be horizontal columns. To them, right side, a small again spheres are here. In them, there will be again gamete. Such gametes are always a male gametes. Male gamete. This male gamete may be fused with the female gamete present in this. Their combinations, either genotype and phenotype, will be written here in the respective square. So, genotype and phenotype will be written here in this particular square. So, this is known as a Punnett square or checkerboard or Punnett board, etc. To know, to arrange F1 and F2 generation which are developed in hybridization experiments. Okay. Then, if we heard a word of genetics, immediately we will remember the name of Gregor Johann Mendel. Gregor Johann Mendel. He is a father of genetics and is the first Austrian monk. Heredity principles are given by Gregor Johann Mendel. He born in the 1822 in Silesian, a small village of Hingendorf, that is a city especially located in Austria. Nowadays, it is known as a place of Czech Republic. In a farmer's family and a peasant family. He is a brilliant student, but he is a poor. He born in a poorest family, that is in a farmer's family. He studied philosophy for several years. After the completion of schooling, he joined as a priest, especially at the age of 21 in the year 1843. At Braun, especially Saint Thomas Augustinian monastery, that is the place of religious, a religious place in where he went to work as a priest at the age of 21. Then at the age then 1851 he went to Vienna University for studying botany and physics. After the completion of course at Vienna University, he returned to Bern and acted as a teacher for natural science and physics. He served as a teacher for 14 years. In the year 1856, he observed two different variety of seeds of Pisum sativa, that is a garden pea plant. He observed two different variety of seeds. Later, slowly he developed interest towards them, and he conducted so many hybridization experiments on Pisum sativa. So, from 1856 to 1863, nearly 7 years, he worked on Pisum sativa. Especially, he conducted so many hybridization experiments. Initially, he selected or he took 34 varieties of pea plants. Later, it becomes 22 varieties, and finally he worked his total research work by selecting 7 pairs of contrasting characters of Pisum sativa. Initially, he took 34 varieties. Later, he reduced them to 22. Finally, he selected 7 pairs of contrasting characters of Pisum sativa. Okay. Then, after the completion of 14 years of teaching, he became a abbot. Abbot means the head of monastery. Head of monastery. Okay, this is the brief introduction regarding Gregor Johann Mendel. Still here, until the 19th century, the research work which was done by the Gregor Johann Mendel was not known by the scientific world. Simply, he read out his findings in the year 1866 and 1867 to the local society, especially natural history of society in Bron. Now they were published by the Natural History Society of Bron in annual meetings. Okay, that is annual proceedings of natural history of society as a natural science of society, entitled with hybridization experiments on plants. Plants hybridization experiments, that was the title of his research work. They were published in this journal, local journal present in the Bron. But until the 19th century, until the 1900 year, until the 1900 year, until the 1900 year, his research work and his findings are not known by the scientific world because of a very limited circulations is there for Natural History Society, where he published his data. In the year 1900, there are three eminent botanists. Name of Hugo de Vries, he belonged to the Holland, and Shermark, Austria, Correns, Germany. These three scientists worked on same kind of experiments which were already done by the Gregor Johann Mendel and identify the same kind of results. And finally, these three scientists are collectively called as a rediscoverers of Mendelism, because same kind of hereditary principles were identified by them. Hugo de Vries, Shermark, and Correns independently they did their research work and finding the same kind of hereditary principles which were already given by Gregor Johann Mendel. And finally, these three scientists are collectively we call together as a rediscoverers of Mendelism or rediscoverers of Mendelian principles. Okay, this is the brief introduction regarding Gregor Johann Mendel. And then we have to remember some words which are given by scientists. These are very important. Generally, such things may be asked at several competitive examinations like NEET, MSET, etc. One is genetics. That word was given by Bateson. Homozygous, heterozygous, these words are given by coined by Bateson and Sanders. Word allelomorph or morphic, that is also given by Bateson. You please remember the word gene coined by Johansson. Phenotype, genotype, pure lines, all these words are also given by Johansson. You please remember which words are given by which scientist. Genetic is given by Bateson and homozygous, heterozygous are also given by Bateson along with Sanders. Allelomorphic given by Bateson. Gene word was given by Johansson. Phenotype, genotype, pure lines which are given by Johansson. But now here we considered him, Gregor Johann Mendel, as a father of genetics. Gregor Johann Mendel simply called as a something is there in the parent that will be inherited from them to their children to determine a particular character. So called him by as a something. Latter something is now known as a determinant, finally called as a factor. So Mendel knowingly or unknowingly called the word that is factor. Latter factor was known as a gene by Johansson. Okay, these are the few words which are given by different scientists. We have to remember. Mostly they will be asked for several competitive examinations like G-Mains or NEET or MSET, etc. Okay, we will continue in the next video.